Hey everybody, how's it going? So I got some parts from Napa, as well as I want to discuss more about what parts you need for a 2000 Toyota 4Runner rear axle. And so please stick around, check out the video, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching. Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, oops. And I'm knocking over the camera again. Alright, so I grabbed some more parts from Napa. These parts, a couple of them were grabbed from Toyota. And I grabbed 2 extra seals for the next time when I do the disc brake conversion in the rear from drums to discs. These are the inner seals that go into the axle housing that I used recently, a couple days ago, to rebuild the axle. I grabbed them because I have SK dust boots. I actually had SK dust boots already. I forgot to grab these then, so I grabbed them now. So now I have SK dust boots and inner seals that are on the vehicle that I just installed, plus extras when I go take everything apart. So these are just for in the future. These are called deflectors. These are the metal plates that if you take your rim off on the hub, you have your studs. On the back of that hub, this plate, there's these 2 plates, and it's beveled, and your dust boot actually slides in here. So let me go grab a dust boot real quick. So this is what the dust boot looks like. So, and this is one of the used ones, it's got oil in it. So this right here presses on the opposite side of the bearing in the hub assembly. That you press the bearing and the drum backing plate with the bearing in it onto the axle shaft. This ends up facing down, or facing this way. This plate right here is actually facing this direction, and this large section of the boot, this wide section right here, actually fits into this hole right here, just like that. And it's all pressed on. So this, in order to get the dust boot off, you have to deassemble the retainers, the snap ring, the tone ring, and everything. In order to get this off, you don't have to literally take everything off. The tone ring will not fit through this hole, so you're gonna have to at least have the tone ring off. I picked these up to replace these, and these are the gaskets that go behind that. So you have your studs that go through here for your rim. On the inside of this plate right here is one of these gaskets. In the Toyota manual, the actual mechanic shop manual, these are considered dampeners. So this dampener sits on this side, and then you run your studs through this way, and you have the metal plate, the studs, and then you have the actual plate that the rim sits and bolts against too, which is the hub plate. So this basically sandwiches this, which is a dampener, against the other metal plate, and the studs actually keep all 3 of these items smushed together like that. I don't want to take any of these out of the package. I will provide you the part numbers. These are brake drum deflectors. That's what this is called, which is what the mechanics manual calls them, is deflectors. Part number 42441-35020. These are Toyota seals. It's a genuine parts, Lexus genuine parts and Toyota information on here, made in Japan. It's 42441-3520 or 020. These, why it's named this, I don't know. This is named gasket brake oil deflector. So this is the gasket for the deflector, which is this guy right here. This is item number 42443-55020. There's 2 of them in here because I requested 2. There's 2 deflectors in here because I requested 2. It's just me rebuilding the axle on the outside of the axle when I get it. These are from Toyota as well. So I wanted to provide that. We're about 5 minutes into the video. So this is the dust boot on the outside. This is the inner seal. They're all SKs. So I want to talk to you guys real quick about seals and bearings. Now you guys can get seals and bearings from lots of places. Now, this is the hardware stuff that I got from Napa. So this is all drum hardware. So this right here is the passenger side brake bracket hardware. This is the metal brake that physically, this would be the star adjuster, the metal bracket that clicks against the star adjuster, as well as the clips that you have to bend to lock those in place. Passenger side, driver side. So a lot of the Napa stuff, my experience is it fits pretty well. You don't really have any issues with the Napa stuff fitting that I've noticed. So driver side is 81550. I've been using Napa's premium brake parts for stuff like this for a very long time. 81551 is the passenger side, so they're correlating. Driver side, passenger side. Next, this would be the I wrote this on here, axle C clips, new crush washers for diff, blah blah blah, because that's what I put in here. I have a couple new items in this box. Driver and passenger spring hardware. This is the spring hardware, complete spring hardware for both sides. This part number, and it's called a maxi pack. It's 2368. Work well for those. Now, when it comes to seals and bearings, to be honest with you, I would stay away from these. The wrong box. I would stay away from the National oil seals from O'Reilly's. These are technically these right here. So how this is smooth and machined on the outside, this presses in a lot better when you seal drive it in than the oil seals from National. Let me see, where are they at? Alright, so the part number for these is 1960, which is the same as this guy right here. This has a used one I took out. It's not the same seal. Now, this is the O'Reilly's National Seal brand. This is rubber on the outside. This is actually 2/1000ths bigger than this one, which is not a lot to the naked eye. It's not a lot to the naked eye, but it is a significant amount. if you just look at it from that angle, you can see it is a significant amount, which is not terribly bad. It's not a lot, but it is quite significant. So I would not use these National Seals, because the first one I put in, it went in so hard, it actually took me grabbing it with pliers and breaking it, and twisting it into dang near a pretzel just to get it back out. These go in way too hard. They're too big. 2000s is quite a bit when you're hammering them in with a seal driver. So my recommendation, if you do not want to get the Toyota seals, which the Toyota seals are great, the SK seals I've been using for 20 years, and I love these seals. They work amazing, especially for the 2000 Toyota 4Runners, third gens in general. Part number from Napa for these inner seals is 19192. My suggestion would be to get the SK stuff. If you can get the SK and everything, including the wheel bearings, do so. The wheel bearings from SK for this vehicle are great. This is National brand. These worked great. National brand are made by Moog, which Napa sells a lot of Moog parts. So it's not an issue. If you want to get them from Napa, get them from Napa. If you want to get them from O'Reilly's, get them from O'Reilly's. My suggestion when it comes to the bearings, these are the other retainers. Some places are more expensive. Some places you just get the bearing and that's all you get. Some places you get the bearing and the retainers. For an example, this National brand, which is part number 511021, for $29 a side, you got the bearing, which is the giant bearings that I showed you guys in previous videos. You get this bearing right here, which is a radial bearing. You get that. 2 retainers, because each side needs 2 retainers. If you go with Napa version, which is the SK version of this, in order to get the bearing and the 2 retainers, it's $78 instead of $28. This was literally $28. Came with both retainers. The snap ring didn't come with a snap ring, but it came with the bearing. Now, $28 to $78 is a huge difference. It's, $50 difference. This is not necessarily crucially more important. The retainers are fine. They pressed on fine. They felt fine when I was checking them for burrs or anything like that. These are the old ones. But I put the old ones back in the box because you can reuse these. Not a big deal. My suggestion on bearings, the SK versions that, $78, you get 2 retainers, the bearing, and the SK version at Napa, you also get the snap ring that's needed on the top of this retainer, as an example. For $78 is not bad, because if you go through Toyota, just this radial bearing right here, just that bearing is $80 through Toyota. That does not include the $20 a piece for these retainers, and you need 4 of these retainers to do both sides, both axles. The clips, I got the C clips from Toyota. The C clips I got 6 of them for like $6. They were $1 a piece. Those are not expensive. The tone rings are very expensive from Toyota. Now these are the original ones I took off. These are actually the ones that were on the vehicle. That's why I wrote on the box OEM Toyota 4Runner tone ring. This is a Dorman ABS tone ring. The Dormans were actually more like a aluminum looking tone ring. The metal looked more like pressed steel or smushed steel. Oh, I can't remember the name of that. It's where steel shavings are physically turned into a solid object. That's what it looked like. Kind of looks similar to galvanized steel. Galvanized steel kind of looks the same. It's got the different color metal flake in it. Kind of looks like it was pressed together. These are the originals. The original tone rings are very, very shiny, and these steps are very wide. So these pronounced steps are very wide. On the Dorman tone rings, these steps, there's 2 steps, and they're very, very, very skinny. They're very shallow. Tone ring, the teeth were exactly the same. A tone ring, all it is a metal disc. What's important is that the disc is in nice condition. The tone rings, I paid $15 a piece for the tone rings at O'Reilly's. You can get them from Napa. You can get them from Toyota. It's all dependent on what your price is going to be. These are like 50 bucks a piece at Toyota for tone rings. They're not cheap. If you want to go all original, go all original. If you want to just replace everything, the snap rings, you only need 2 of them, 1 for each side. Those snap rings were $1 a piece for me. And that's with a discount. I got a discount from Toyota and my Napa rep. But another aspect is, if you looked at everything that I have here, so the outside of the hub assembly for the studs, the gasket, the deflector, you look at 2 bearings, 4 retainers, 2 snap rings, 2 tone rings, 2 inner seals, 2 outer seals, which these would be the outer seals. These outer seals are just fine. These Master Pro from O'Reilly's outer seals, they're no different than the SK seals. To be honest with you, they don't look anything different. So when it comes to seals, the inner seals do matter. The outer seals really don't. They're pretty identical. This is an SK seal. This one is the Master Pro. They're basically identical. So that's something that you really don't have to worry about. The seals, the dust boots, doesn't matter what brand you go with, they'll all work. If you want to go with Toyota, these seals are $20-something a piece. These from Toyota are $15 a piece for the inner seals, where these from SK were $6 a piece. Tone rings are somewhere in the range of $40 a piece. If you get them from a place like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, these are going to be somewhere in the range of $5 to $10 a piece, somewhere in the rare. O'Reilly's, these were $15, if I remember correctly. I don't remember offhand. But I do know that these are $50 a piece from Toyota. So I just wanted to, give you guys, some information. If you got all of these from Toyota, these tone ring or these retainers, you literally have to buy them individually from Toyota, because Toyota does everything individually. So you would have to buy a bearing, 4 tone rings. You'd have to buy 2 bearings, 4 tone rings, 2 C-clips, 2 tone rings, 2 inner seals, 2 outer seals or dust boots. You have to buy the drum hardware, which is this box right here, which is the spring hardware, and then this would be the actual metal brackets hardware. And if you wanted to replace this on the hub assembly as well as the deflector, you could. But if you were looking at all of this from Toyota, you'd be looking at somewhere in the range of about $500 or $600 between. And if you're just doing, if you have brand new drums and brake shoes, you also have to do brake shoes. I did get premium Napa brake shoes for the back for now, because I got them warranted, because they were only on the vehicle for 50 miles when the diff blew, so my rep warranted them for me, no questions asked. But you may have to replace the shoes. And if you're replacing shoes and drums, you can possibly get brake shoes and drums and this hardware in a giant kit for like 150, 200 bucks. So you might not want to go this route. You might want to buy the brake shoes for both sides, the drums for both sides, and the brake hardware complete for 200 something bucks. If you do it this route, these two are 40 bucks. This is $11. So it's 50 bucks right here just for hardware. And that doesn't include the $30 brake shoes that I had. But just giving you guys ideas. Personally, I would have preferred to buy all this from Toyota, but the truck needed to be put back on the road. I needed to use it, and I've used SK for a very long time. I've never had any major issues with SK. I've actually had SK seals on one vehicle for like 15 years, no issues, before I needed to replace them. SK is a great brand. SKF. I call them SK, but it's actually SKF. Excuse me. It is a Napa brand. I don't think it's a Napa brand per se, but I do believe SKF sells mostly only to Napa, if I remember right. SKF is great stuff. Everything here I could have gotten from Napa for about 300 bucks. All of this right here, in the National brand, I got from O'Reilly's, like all of this right here. The 2 tone rings, these seals, the 2 retainers in the bearing, I got from O'Reilly's for 196 bucks. Now, me having to buy these seals, again, from Napa, was a downside. But the funny thing is, these National seals were actually like $12 or $15 a piece. These are $6 a piece. So, and the SKs are better because they are smooth on the outer race, or on the outer surface is machined. This sealing surface is also wider. Let's see if I can. This rubber seal ring is actually wider. It's about a 1/2 inch wide on this guy, where on these it's pretty much a little itty bitty baby surface. This is probably somewhere in the range of, I don't know, 1/8 wide or so. It's not very big. It's actually really small. It's only about this wide, about as wide as where my fingers are, compared to this one, which is that wide. So this will seal better on the retainers, because that's exactly what one of these retainers does. One of these retainers is an example. The one that's most inboard, facing the third member, actually sits in this seal like that, and it runs on this seal. It actually turns in this seal, and this pressed onto the shaft. The inside, this would be pressed onto the axle shaft, and this sitting in here stops the diff fluid like that. Stops the diff fluid from getting on this side of the seal, which is where the tone ring and your bearing and everything is, because they're not fluid filled for the bearing and everything like that. So this actually stops, this retainer stops the dust boot from getting soaked. It also stops your drums from puking out fluid. So this retainer actually is supposed to fit in just like that, and the retainer is this retainer is actually pressed onto the axle shaft, so this retainer spins with the axle. So the reason you get witness marks on these guys is specifically because it's riding in this seal like that. That's why. And now this sealing surface is a lot nicer than this one. So this one is easy to put the retainer in. It's very easy to put the retainer in on this one. But this one, the actual surface that this retainer can rub on is very small. The main portion of this retainer actually only rides on this one little spot right there. So it's literally riding on like a 1/8 or 1/16 inch spot, because this dips and it's concaved and it goes into another lip. So on this guy, the retainer's only riding literally on this inner lip. So that's why I don't like these, other than that they don't press in or seal drive in very well, because the outside is rubber. If this was smooth and machined like this, it would go on easier. Where on this one, there's a massive lip. It's somewhere in this lip on the inside is close to one, little smaller than 1/4 inch, but look how much more rubber there is on this side. So it seals a lot better. Even if I push the retainer in really far, it has a lot of sealing surface on the SKs. That's a lot of seal surface. So my recommendation would be the SK seals. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. It's been 26 minutes on the video. Just, I hope this helps somebody. I just want to make sure that if you guys are rebuilding the rear axle on a 2000 4Runner or a 3rd gen from 1996 to 2000, pick your parts very strategically. These inner axle seals from National Oil Seals from O'Reilly's do not fit. They do not fit. You'll end up destroying them. Don't buy them. The SKs fit beautifully. They hammer in smoothly with a seal hammer, seal driver. These SKF seals for the dust boots fit great. If you can, instead of spending the $190 for this stuff from O'Reilly's, my suggestion would be get the SKF items from Napa. You would be looking at, for everything here, if you're just doing hardware because you have shoes or your shoes are fine. If you're doing hardware, dust boots, inner seals, tone ring, the retainers, the clips. The clips you can get from Toyota. Unless you physically buy the bearing kit that comes with the retainers, you're not going to get the clips from Napa, from the SKF brand. But these are $28. This version with the retainers and the snap ring from Napa, $78. My suggestion would be to do the SKF version and pay the $78. You'll get a better bearing. We'll see down the road. I'll let you guys know in an update how well these bearings last, how well they do. Right now, the rear axle, when I accelerate, is so much smoother. It feels nicer. It doesn't feel like there's any clunking when I accelerate or anything like that. So the National bearings are not bad for the price. Do what your budget allows. If all you can afford is the National bearings, use them. They come with the retainers. That's a plus for $28. If you want better quality, you can get the SKF bearings. Comes with 2 retainers and the snap ring you're going to need for $78. If you want to get them from Toyota, you're looking at $15, $20 for the inner seals. You're looking at $5 to $10 from Toyota for the dust boots a piece. You're looking at $80 a bearing plus $20 a retainer. You need 4 retainers. It's $80 just for retainers, $2 for snap rings. So Toyota, you're looking at somewhere for everything here. If you also add up brake shoes, brake drums. You know, you add brake shoes and brake jumps, you're looking at, with hardware, you're looking at $250 for a premium. So all of this stuff right here, think of it as from Toyota as being about $400 plus the drums, the drums and the shoes, as well as the drum hardware. If you got it as a giant kit that came with the brake shoes and everything for a premium kit, you know, say 4, so you're looking at $600 to do the rear axle if you go through everything Toyota. 250 for the hardware, the shoes, and everything you need to do the drum brakes. $250 would be like Power Stop brand brakes. That would be $250. If you went to Toyota, you're probably looking at $400 just for the drums and everything like that. I always go aftermarket when it comes to the actual drums and the drum hardware and everything like that, because it's just hardware. It's just springs. It doesn't need to be extravagant or anything like that. These two deflectors and these deflector seals, they were with like 3 or 4 sockets that I grabbed. This was $50. So with the sockets, it was $50. So these two seals are like $6, and these two deflectors are like $15. So they're not really expensive from Toyota. A lot of things aren't expensive from Toyota. It just depends on how popular that item is, depending on how expensive it is. But prepare, if you want to get everything from Toyota other than drums and brake hardware, you're looking at somewhere in the range of $500-600. If you want to get everything from Toyota, including the shoes and the brake hardware and everything from Toyota, you're looking at somewhere around $800 to rebuild the rear axle. You can, on a budget, rebuild this rear axle if you buy these inner seals from Napa for $6 a piece, and you buy everything here for $200. You literally, except for these, so we would just move these seals over here. If you bought the tone rings, the SKF seal inner seals, you could also buy the SKF dust boots if you wanted to. If you wanted to buy the Master Pros, that's fine. These work just fine. So we'll save these two instead of the SK one over here. We'll put that aside. 2 of these, 2 bearings plus 4 retainers, plus the SK seals, plus the tone rings, and the snap rings that I bought for $2 from Toyota. That cost $205. So these, 2 of these, which would be both of these guys right here. These 2 right here. 2 of these, which I'll grab the other box. And I have the retainers right here in this box as well. And I do have the snap rings. These are what the snap rings look like. So I'll put these snap rings right there. That's $2 right there, just for the snap ring. If you get the Napa kit, it comes with these snap rings. So the Napa kit, you'll get the bearing that I showed you on the floor, 2 of these, and 1 of these in a kit for $78. But if you are on a budget, my suggestion to get it done and to be able to get the truck back up and running, my suggestion would be the inner seals from SKF from Napa. $6 a piece, that's $12. 2 of the Master Pro dust boots from O'Reilly's. These are from Toyota, which is why they were $1 a piece. Tone rings from O'Reilly's. The national bearings from O'Reilly's, which is 511021. All of this is $205. If you add these in here, you're looking at $228, $230. That's the cheapest way you can go, would be The only thing you would need to buy from Napa would be the 19192 inner axle seals. Everything else you can get from Napa. These, or O'Reilly's, these you can literally buy from Toyota. 240 bucks. Let's just say you round it up. $240 will get your axle rebuilt, no problem. If you do have money to blow and you want the best that you can get, you're looking at somewhere around $600 to $800 directly from Toyota. This is just to build the axle. That doesn't include your drums, your brake shoes, your wheel cylinders, your brake hardware, your brake brackets, your emergency brake cable, your bell crank. It doesn't include any of that. So I do hope this video was informative and helpful. I know it was 35 minutes of me talking. I do apologize if you guys don't need any of this information. Don't complain to me down below stating, oh, you're so boring, or call me a dick, or call me a gay ass effing, you know, whatever. I don't care. If you need this information, use the information. If you don't need it, do not waste my time and write bull crap down below. I do hope that everybody that does watch my channel that does need this information, I do hope that it does help you guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. To all the trolls, you can kiss my bleep. So I do appreciate everybody showing up, checking out the video. I just wanted, you know, this is basically 2 videos in one. It's showing some more parts that I picked up, as well as some information that might be helpful to somebody that's either on a budget or wants good parts, or want to know what good parts there are. I will try my best not to forget, but I will put these part numbers down below. I will try to put the Toyota part numbers down below also, if I can remember. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon for future updates. Go check out my Amazon affiliate links, my DJI Electronics affiliate links, my Acme Tools affiliate links, as well as my Ohio Power Tools affiliate links. Do appreciate your guys' time. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and checking out the video. One last thing, I do have a link down below at the top of the description for Ulsa Tools. I do have some more Ulsa Tools coming in that we'll be doing videos on, but that link will provide you 10% off your order at ulsatools.com, as well as it kicks me back 10% off my next order with Ulsa Tools. So when you use it, it helps me buy tools for a little bit cheaper. When you use it, it helps you get tools for a little cheaper. If you guys need it, use it. If you don't worry about it. It does help me. I do appreciate it when you guys do use the links. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace!